Peace and power to the true and living. What's good, family? This is Seaborn Nacirfa-Sun, and I am you. Yo, I'm excited to be coming at you with yet another powerful video. This one is titled Afrobeat is Witchcraft. That's right, family. Afrobeat is Witchcraft. And this is the part 2 of the last video I did, the essence and deception of witchcraft. So this is the part 2 of that. And in this video, I want to go a little deeper into my thesis, my claim that that witchcraft is the problem, the main problem issue with Africa. It is the reason why Africa cannot prosper as it should. It is the reason why Africa has experienced poverty and, all these different things that had just kept, the continent as a whole from prospering as it should. So in this video, as the title says, we're going to be looking at Afrobeat artists, specifically the artwork that they put on the cover of their CD covers and so forth. We're going to be looking at the satanic symbolism that they put on there, which is a way of communication, a way of revealing themselves, because they must reveal themselves. And, a lot of this stuff may sound silly, right? And that's only because the majority of people are not aware of, Satanism and how it operates. A lot of people are not aware of witchcraft and all the different elements of witchcraft and things like that. So a lot of this stuff may sound silly. And also because we have been bombarded with these symbols, right? I mean, you see them everywhere in the movies, TV shows. You see it, artwork. You see it on people's clothing. It's common. So it doesn't mean anything to you, and you see it everywhere. But remember, the people who created these things, they know what they're doing, right? So at the end of the day, it's our fault for remaining ignorant, because these things have been in front of us for so long. So with that being said, family, let's go ahead and get off into the presentation. All right, family, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, remember, the reason why this Luciferian deception works so well is because of the various names and cloaks and umbrella under which they operate. And that fools a lot of people. So whenever you hear Luciferianism, Satanism, witchcraft, manifesting, magic, New Age spirituality, or sometimes just spirituality, all those things mean the same thing. It is Luciferianism or Satanism, but it's all the same. So don't be fooled. And all those things operate for Lucifer in order to accomplish the global Luciferian agenda. And because of universal law, they have to reveal themselves. They have to tell you who they are and what they are planning to do. And they do this in various ways. But it's all done right in front of you. It's all hidden in plain sight, as they say, right? So we have to be mindful of that. Don't be fooled, family. So they have to reveal themselves because of universal law, and this all has to do with free will. Because we have a free will, and that is a law, of the creator, that human beings have free will. So that's not something that Lucifer and his minions can just take away from us. They cannot force us against our will, right? And I explained all this before in my previous videos. But long story short, if they force us against our will, we will have the protection of the creator, right? So it's like they have to lie to us without lying to us, right? Think about that, family. They have to lie to us without lying to us. Think about it this way. If you know that the stove is hot and you put your hand on the hot stove anyway, then how can you ask God to, to keep you from getting burned? You see what I'm saying, family? So that's what this really is. So if we know what they're doing and we still go along with it, we still accept it, then we don't have the protection of the Creator. Right? It's about destroying human beings because we are the work of, down here in the material world, human beings are the greatest work of God that is down here in the material world. And Lucifer wants to destroy that. Right? So we have to keep that in mind. Now, so as we are exposing these various African artists, right? Keep in mind, family, if these people are on TV, if you see them in the music videos, you see them in the mainstream media, right? Or even in the alternative media, in the movies and so forth, they are already a part of the Satanic club. They are Satanists. They are Luciferians, regardless of what country they come from or whatever culture they belong to. So when you see all these African artists, all these Afrobeat artists that have blown up on the scene within, within recent years, right? I want to say maybe about 10 years ago or so, or even before then, right? For those of us who, because I'm an African, so of course I'm familiar with African music because that's what I grew up listening to. So, they have been blowing up in America here, not just in Africa, here in America, for the past 10 years or so. Afrobeat has been blowing up on a global stage, right? But don't think that these African artists are not Luciferians. Don't think that they are not Satanists. These people have already sold their souls. Otherwise, there is no way that they would be at the level and at the stage that they're on to be able to have all this influence and fortune and fame. There's no way. It just doesn't work like that. If you understand Luciferianism, if you understand that these people have literally conquered this, in not just this planet Earth, this entire material universe. So they run all the industries, food, medicine, entertainment, education, whatever have you. They rule and control all of that. So when it comes to entertainment, there's no way you're going to become successful in this world of entertainment, regardless of the level, whether you're an artist or a producer or whatever the case is. There's no way you're going to become successful without making a deal and selling your soul to Lucifer, without becoming a Satanist yourself. Even so, all these Afrobeat artists that are now operating on the global scale, right? They're known everywhere now. They're collaborating with American artists, with the Jamaican artists, all of them, right? And in this video, we're focused on the African artists because I'm talking about Africa here. But these things that I'm saying don't only apply to just the African artists. It applies to all of them, even the reggae, Jamaican, Rastafarian artists. All these people, in order to exceed this level of success, they must make a deal and give their souls over to Satan so that they can now become Luciferian satellites, to have this platform to influence people, to get all this fame and fortune and have people worshiping them. This is all a part of the Luciferian strategy, because remember, I broke this down before, family. If we have to be aware of the spiritual laws and what's happening ethereally. Ethereally, we are attaching ourselves. We are creating a lot of ethereal attachments to demonic beings, demonic entities, and so forth, that is going to keep us trapped here in this Luciferian darkness and ultimately lead to our destruction. So whatever you love, right, you create an ethereal attachment to. Whatever you hate, you create an ethereal attachment to. You see what I'm saying, family? So the trick was to give us all these celebrities, to have us fall in love with them so that we can ethereally attach ourselves to them. And when that happens, right, we now suffer the same fates, right? We are now affected because we're now connected by threads of fate. And these are things that you don't see with your eyes, but it has happened spiritually. So if these people are, in bondage with Lucifer, they sold their soul to Lucifer and they're working for Lucifer, and then we go and we bond ourselves to them, then we're destined to suffer a similar fate in this world judgment, right? Family, this stuff goes deep. So in this video, I'm focused on the African artists, but don't be fooled. Don't think that these people have been able to accomplish all this fame and fortune upon their own strength without making a deal with the devil, because it's not true. They have made a deal with the devil, these African artists, right? Is to prove it. Let's go through these. We're going to be looking at various covers of the artwork that goes on the cover of their music. We're going to be looking at various artwork and looking at the signs and symbols and breaking some of these things down, right? Because as I said, family, it's right in our face. It's hidden in plain sight. So we have to be able to recognize these things so that we can break these ethereal attachments that we have made to these people, because they are dragging us down, family. That's how this stuff works. They are gathering souls, capturing souls for Lucifer. That's how this stuff works, right? So we're going to be breaking down a lot of the art that they put on the cover of their music, so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. So let's break down the symbolism that is on that they present to us with their music. All right, so here it goes. The first one that we're going to look at comes from Rima. It's a song. The title of the song is Time and Affection, and the artist is Rima and Chris Brown, right? Now let's look at this, family. What do we have here? Let's zoom into the obvious, the one that's right in front of us, the one that should be jumping out at you right now. What do we have right here, family? What is this? Right? It is an upside down cross, right? So that is a symbolism of anti-Christian, right? That is an anti-Christian symbol. That is a symbol of Luciferianism, of Satanism. It's the upside down cross, right? Now you might be saying, oh, but see, Born, the cross is only upside down because the house is upside down. It's just a part of the artwork. Don't be fooled, family. That's why they specifically have the house turned upside down, because they want to present the cross as an upside down cross, right? So don't tell me, well, see, boy, if you flip the house right side up, the cross is not upside down. Yes, I know that. But look at the way in which they present the house to us. Upside down, family, right? And now look at what we have here. Look at this fire, right? This fire to me looks like some kind of a entity, right? It looks like it has a face, right? Just look at it, family. I may be tripping, but it looks like a face to me, right? Now, besides that obvious, what else do we have? Now, if you see, right, the swing right here, look at this swing. Look at the swing. The swing is not upside down, right? Look at right here. Look at this graveyard, right? It's not upside down. And again, look at the symbolism in the graveyard. What do we have here, right? What is this representing? Death. Look at this. What is this? What is this, family? What is that? That's death. That's a teddy bear. Look at what they're doing to the teddy bear. Look at this right here. What is this? Look at these creatures. Look at this. Right? Oh, look. What do we have here? Right? Is that an apple? Look at that. Is that an apple? And we should all know the symbolism of the apple, right? The symbolism of the fall of man, the rebellion against God. So this whole thing jumps out at you, Satanism. Right? But you hear the tunes, you hear the melody, and you get lost in you get lost in the music because it sounds so damn good. Right? It's how to get you, family. This is magic. This is Luciferian magic. This is how they hook you. That's why they can put the truth right in front of you, and you will not see it, or you will ignore it because you're already mesmerized, you're hypnotized by the music. Family, right? And now one thing you're going to see on a lot of these covers right here, and we're going to talk about this here in a little bit. What is this right here? Right here. This parental advisory sticker. Look at the color. It's black and white, right? In a minute, we're going to be talking about the black and white symbolism and what all that means, right? So let's move on to the next one. What do we have here? Another African artist, Tyler. All right, what do we have here, family? Look at this. This is, right? It's jumping out at you. This is the Jezebel spirit. This is Satanism. And if you understand Satanism, Luciferianism, they are obsessed with sex, the human genitals, specifically the penis, right? That's why when you look at a lot of these Greek and Roman sculptures of the past, it's a lot of naked people with a penis, naked females with their breast out and so forth, because all these things are satanic. They are obsessed with this stuff, obsessed with sex and genitals. That's why they created all these statues. They are humanists. They worship the human body, right? All these things are satanic. So now look at what we have here. This satanic Jezebel spirit. What does she have in her hands? It's a water hose. What does that symbolize, family? That's a phallic symbol. That's a penis. If you look around the world, a lot of our, with all the cultures and so forth around the world, a lot of these monuments and so forth, everywhere, you will see phallic symbols, right? It's everywhere. When you look at the rockets, look at the one Jeff Bezos just sent not too long ago. I don't know whether they really launched that stuff in outer space, but just look at it. It's a penis. These are phallic symbols. That's how you know it is satanic. That's how you know that it is Lucifer and his minions, the fallen angels, that are behind these things. So we have a phallic symbol right here, family. And then look at what is she holding in her hand, right? The water hose, but what's coming out of the hose is water bursting out of the hose. What's that, family? That's ejaculation. And look at the way she's holding it, family. That's ejaculation, family. Right? Look at this. Let's go up here. Look at this. What's this right here? Right? What's this coming out of her mouth or going into her mouth? Right? That's ejaculation, family. So this stuff is just screaming satanic Jezebel spirit all over it. But again, you hear the music, you hear the melody, you get lost in the music, and you ignore that these people are revealing who they are, who they serve, what their agenda is, what they hope to accomplish. It's right here, family. Satanic Jezebel spirit, all about sexual immoralities, do as thou wilt. That's all this is right here. And it's right there in front of you. But you fail to see the symbol. Oh, Seaborn, come on, man, you're reaching. There's just a water hose with water coming out of it. What does it mean, family? Look at the way she's holding it. Look at her lips. Look at what she's wearing. I mean, come on. You can choose to ignore the truth, but don't sit up here and act like it's not what it is. That these people are not putting these things right in front of us. I mean, let's go on to the next one. Push to start, right? Look at the title of the song, Push to Start. Gee, I wonder what that could be referring to. All right, look at this next one right here by Darku and Rima. Darku and Rima, right? What do we have here? Let's go to this one first. What's the name of the song? Favorite Girl. All right, let's go to this one right here. Now look at this. Look at this symbol right here. This heart symbol, family. We have been deceived. Remember, signs and symbols rule the world, right? We have been deceived and we have accepted these things because we are oblivious to what it really is. But these Luciferians who are doing these things and are using these symbols and showing it to us, they know what they're doing. It means something and they know what it means. It may not mean anything to you, or you may think that it means love, but that's not what it means. So this heart symbol right here, family, it doesn't mean love. This is a Luciferian symbol, right? And that's not how the human heart looks. So that's how you know, because the human heart does not look like this. This is a Luciferian symbol, right? Often associated with that Luciferian entity, that Cupid, right? That's another Luciferian entity, fallen angel entity. But the main thing I want to bring your attention to is this right here, family. This picture. Look at her. What is she doing? Two things she's doing here. She's holding up the one eye symbolism, and then she's holding up the peace sign. Both of these are satanic symbols, right? Again, they are revealing who they are, who they serve. And family, don't be fooled. Just because they say God, it doesn't mean that they're talking about the creator. Doesn't mean that they're talking about the creator of the universe, the creator of creation, right? The God of the Bible. That's not who they're talking about. When they say God, they're talking about Lucifer. That's the God that to them, they have accepted Lucifer as God. So that's their God. That's who they worship. That's who they're serving, right? So let's talk about the one eye symbolism. What does this mean? Because in this presentation, family, you're going to see a lot of the one eye symbolism. And I think this one eye symbolism is the one they use the most because there's so many different ways they do it. And it's so easy to pull off. And it's so easy to make an excuse like, oh, come on, Seaborn, you're reaching. If you don't know what they're doing. But remember, family, these things mean something, right? So there's so many different ways they can do the one eye symbolism. For example, if they're sitting like this, right? That's a one eye symbolism because this hand right here is bringing attention to this eye right here. That's a one eye symbolism. So they could be like this. They could be like this, covering the eye. I don't want to, hit my glasses, but they're covering the one eye or doing like this or doing like this, right? Various ways they do this one eye symbolism. And most of the time it's very subtle. Only time it's not subtle is when they have this one eye covered up, right? That's when it's not subtle, but most of the time it's very subtle. So the average person see this, then come on, man, it doesn't mean anything to them. So that they will feel like, I'm reaching, right? So this one eye symbolism, let me see if I can have it pulled up right here. All right, what does it say right here? Let me give you the background before we dive deeper into this one eye symbolism. The eye of providence or the all-seeing eye, right? Intended to represent providence as the eye watches over the works of mankind, right? So now remember, Lucifer is not a creator. He's a thief. He usurps. He takes everything that is of the creator and he corrupts it, inverts it, and then uses it for himself. So this thing like the one eye symbolism, this eye of providence or the all-seeing eye, originally that was not something that was Luciferian. Because what it really means is that God is always watching the thoughts and the works of man. That's what it really means. Right? But for those of us who have the knowledge of the Grail message, right, who understand creation, we can go a little deeper into that. Because it doesn't really mean that God, the creator, God, the Father, is sitting on his throne and just watching over creation and humanity the whole time. That's not what it means. And a lot of us have this idea of God that that's what God is doing. He's sitting up, up there in heaven on his throne and just watching our every little action, hearing our every little thought and so forth. And that's not what's happening. You have to give God the respect of being a living being that has a life of his own. So he's not just sitting up there, oh, what are my human creatures doing? No. As harsh as unbelievable as it may sound to you, God is not sitting down and thinking about you all the time. He's not listening to your thoughts or watching your every little action. No, he's not doing that. Right? The thing that the thing that keeps watch over creation is the law of God. Right? The law. So when they say that God is omnipresent, it doesn't mean that God himself in his person is everywhere watching over everything. No, it means that his laws, these laws are everywhere within existence. Nothing happens outside of the scope of these laws. So the all-seeing eye is the law of the creator. that exists everywhere within creation. Nothing, absolutely nothing can happen outside of the scope of these laws. So the laws, these laws of God captures and holds everything, right? So the law is the all-seeing eye. The law is the judge, jury, and executioner, and it is also the provider. Everything is done through the law of God the Father. So that's what this all-seeing eye really symbolizes in its true essence. It means that everything you do, right, is observed and recognized by the law of God. Therefore, you will be judged. You will be rewarded accordingly, according to the laws. That's what it means, family. You know what I mean? So now let's talk about how this symbol became a Luciferian symbol. Because Lucifer is a thief. He's not a creator. Doesn't have anything of his own. So he steals everything that is of the Father, God, inverts it, corrupts it, and use it for his own. So now let's go down here. Let me show y'all something. The all-seeing eye. Commonly, hope y'all can see my screen. Commonly, the eye of providence is often associated with Freemasonry, first appearing as a part of the standard Freemason iconography in 1797 with the publication of Thomas Smith Webb's Freemason Monitor. In this use, the eye representing the all-seeing eye of God serves as a reminder that humanity's thoughts and deeds are always observed by God, who's referred to in Masonry as the great architect of the universe, right? Now, the average person would read that and be like, come on, Seaborn, it says it right there. Freemasons believe in God, right? They're talking about, they refer to God as the great architect of the universe. See, family, that's where the deception lies. If you don't know what these people are talking about, you have to remember their God is Lucifer, right? And remember, they lie to you without lying to you. So it's right here in plain sight, right? They refer to God as the great architect of the universe, but that's not the identity or name of God, right? That's not. When they say the great architect of the universe, the person they're talking about is Lucifer. Lucifer is the architect of this universe. And the universe they're talking about is the material universe. The material part of creation, which I have broken down so many times in my videos. We talked about the gross material and the ethereal part of the material universe, right? The gross material being the physical, right? Earthly, fleshly. Ethereal being the non-physical part that we can't, touch physically, right? But it's all a part of the material part of the universe. So this great architect of the universe they're talking about, that's Lucifer. He's the one, he has conquered this material universe, and he has, shaped it, in his own image, right? So he's the great architect of the universe that they're talking about. And furthermore, we don't refer to God with these words. We don't call God the great architect of the universe. God is the creator. He is the creator of creation. He is the bringer and giver of life. That's how we refer to God, as the creator, not as the architect of the universe. The universe is just this material universe is just a small part of creation. Not even the biggest. So no, God is the creator. But if you're not aware of these things, right, and family, and that's why I always point you guys in the direction of the Grail message. If you don't have this knowledge of creation, then you can be easily deceived by these Luciferians, right? Do you think, oh, they believe in God? They call him the great architect of the universe? No, that God that they're talking about is Lucifer, and it's right there in front of us. But if we don't know how to decipher these words, what these words really mean, then you think, oh, they're talking about the creator, and they're not, right? God is the creator. They would just simply say the creator as opposed to the great architect of the universe. Don't be fooled, family, all right? So let's go back over here. Wait, right here. So now that's the all-seeing eye, right? Now, right? So just whenever you see this all-seeing eye, know that it is a satanic symbol. And it for them, it represents, the fact that Lucifer has conquered this material universe. So this all-seeing eye represents the idea that Lucifer is watching everything that we do, right? But he doesn't have the power of God, right? So the way that he's watching everything that we do is through technology, electronic technology, artificial intelligence. That's why they created all these smartphones. Why do you think everybody and their mama have a smartphone? Not just in America, everywhere, even in Africa, even in a poor country like Liberia, where I'm from. Everybody and their mama have a cell phone, right? So a lot of things they can't afford, but they have cell phones. That's by design. That was the plan all along, to have these devices in our hand, because this is their all-seeing eye. That's how they watch over everything. Right? So don't be deceived, family. Now let's look at the peace sign. Well, what's wrong with the peace sign, Seaborn? It represents peace. And what's wrong with peace? What you don't know about the peace sign is that it's a broken cross. This doesn't really represent peace. So the peace sign is no different from the upside down cross. So let's look up the peace sign. It's no different from the upside down cross. So let me show it to y'all. Let me find a picture of the peace sign, because when you do it like this with your hand, you don't see that it's an upside down cross. Right? Here it goes right here, family. This is the actual peace sign. There's so many pictures. Just zoom into one. Right here, you see? This is the actual peace sign right here. Right? This is a broken cross, because look at these two broken arms right here. If you take these arms and just put them back, you'll have a perfect cross. You'll have one of these right here. Right? You'll have one of these right here. So what they did was they took the arm and they broke it. That's what the peace sign really is. So this peace sign, while you're flashing it thinking it's something cool, hey, peace, dude, right? No, it's not. It's not cool. You're paying homage to Lucifer. It is an anti-Christian symbol, right? That's what it is, because this is the cross of creation. That peace sign. And notice how it's in a circle. It's in a circle because this is the cross of creation, right? And that cross, right, with the four equal beams, represents the truth in creation. The circle represents creation. The four equal beings represents the truth in creation. And the fact that they're all equal represents the balance in creation. Right? This stuff goes deep. So this is a very important symbolism in creation. So what do the Luciferians do? They take it, they corrupt it, break the arms, like they do with the upside down cross, bend it upside down and present it to you as something good. Peace, dude. So the whole world is flashing this peace symbol, not knowing that when we're doing that, we're paying homage to Lucifer, and we're also, disparaging our creator, the truth in creation. That's what that peace symbol represents. It represents a broken truth. It represents lies. Again, family, they're not hiding this. It's right in front of us. It's your fault that you're ignorant and you don't know these things. Right? Because the creator has tried time and time again to bring this knowledge to us. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one. All right, here it goes. Now, this one is pretty interesting, family, because it jumps out at you, right? So there's a few, I think there's at least two things on here that I wanted to go over. What was the first one? Hold on. We ain't gonna talk about, what's this right here, family? What's that? This gives me this whole goddess energy vibe. What was the first one that I wanted? Oh, right here. Look, speaking about it jumps out at you. Look at her face, family. What's this? This is, again, the one eye symbolism. Remember, I told you this is the one you'll see the most because this is the one that they get away with the most. Remember, they had to lie to you without lying to you. There's so many ways to do this one eye symbolism. So here in this picture, as you can see, right, you got this one strand of hair right here over this one eye, right? Bringing attention to the one eye. So this hair right here, that's one eye symbolism, right? But here's another thing that jumped out at me when I was looking at this picture, preparing for this video. What are all these right here, family? Right? What is this? Those are butterflies. What do those mean? Oh, come on, Seaborn, not the butterflies. Those are just pretty butterflies. They're artistic. Are you going to tell me that butterflies are satanic, Seaborn? No, butterflies are not satanic. But the Luciferians use that, the symbol of the butterfly. This is communication. They're speaking to you and they're speaking to themselves. So what these butterflies mean, it represents that this artist right here that you're looking at, whatever her name is, what's her name? Iris. This is a song with a lot of people. So I guess Kelly Rowland's in this song, choir. Iris Star, Kelly Rowland. So whoever this young lady is, I believe she might be Ira Star. What these butterflies in the background right here are telling us is that she has been through the MK Ultra program, right? Is that she has been, since she was a child, she's been put through this program. She's been through the Tavistock Stock Institute. She has a handler. And probably now she's a handler herself. They are revealing who they are right in front of us. That's what these butterflies mean, family. She has gone through the MK Ultra mind control program. She's a puppet. She's a satanic puppet being used to capture souls for Lucifer, to influence and capture souls for Lucifer. That's what this symbolizes, family. And this is how they tell us. What do you think, family? They're going to put in big, bold words. Hi, my name is so and so. My name is Iris Star, and I've gone through the satanic MK Ultra program in order to influence the masses and win souls for Lucifer. Do you think they're gonna come out and say that to you? Do y'all understand how deception works? Because a lot of people feel like, just because they're not revealing themselves in such a way that, the things that I'm revealing to you and so many other people reveal to you is a lie, it's made up, it's crazy, or conspiracy theories. No, family, that's not how deception works. Deception is going to be very appealing. It's going to sound so good, so mesmerizing. It's going to look so good. It's going to taste so good. It's going to feel so good. Family, it's not going to come to you all dirty and stinking, because if it does, you will reject it right away. Y'all have to know how deception works. So this is how they reveal it, family. Look at those butterflies. She's a puppet. That's what that means. She's been through that program. Let's go on to the next one. What do we have here? CK featuring Olamide, right? Wahala featuring Olamide. So again, like I told you, family, what do we see? This one jumps right out at you. But before we even talk about the one eye symbolism, what's behind this guy? What's that? A blood moon. Another satanic symbol. That means something. It may not mean anything to you, family, but it means something to them. Signs and symbol rule the world. This is communication. This stuff is speaking louder than the songs. But if you don't speak the language of symbolism, then you're totally deaf to it. And you fall into the clutches of the music, right? The blood moon behind them, that means something. That is satanic, right? But let's look at this right here. Again, they do it very subtly. One eye symbolism right here, family. Right? And we already talked about what this one eye symbolism mean. Right? I gave you the real meaning, right? Before it was corrupted by Lucifer. And I gave you the Luciferian meaning. So there you have it, family. One eye symbolism, blood moon, right there. Right there. Now, family, I get it, man. Because I was a big fan of Afro. I'm African. I grew up with this stuff. You know, and one of the one of the jokes, me and my wife when we was together, we used to always joke around. We would say, "Man, there's no way you can listen to there's no way you can listen to African music and sit still, because the music just moves you. It's like an electric current flowing through your body. This music has power, family. So I get it. You become addicted to it. You love it. I've been there. I know how it feels. But if we don't learn, we don't develop the knowledge and power to disconnect ourselves from these things, we're going to be dragged straight to the pits of hell with these people who have already willingly given their souls over to Lucifer. Right? And look at this next one. What do we see here, family? What do we see here? Again, another satanic Jezebel spirit. Right? Look at the revealing of the body. So what do you think the way her body is, the way is contoured and everything like that? What do you think she's communicating? Right? Remember, I told you, we have to understand Luciferianism. They are obsessed with sex, with the human body. So what you're seeing here, family, is no different from those ancient Greek and Roman sculptures of naked people. It's the same thing. This is exactly the same thing that we're looking at here, family. Satanic Jezebel spirit. Right? Look at the song Jump by Tyler, Gunner, and Skillibang. Right? And right here, again, another satanic one-eye symbolism right here. Right? One-eye symbolism right here for you, family. These people are revealing who they are. They have to lie to you without lying to you. This is how they do it. It is your fault that you're ignorant and you don't recognize these things, family. But there goes another one-eye symbolism. There's going to be a lot of one-eye symbolism in here. All right, let's go to this one. Burna Boy. Burna Boy. Gumbody from the album African Giant. African Giants. I've looked at this picture a lot of time, and family, every time I looked at it, I recognized something new. So in this picture, there's a few things we're going to look at here, okay? There's a few things. First thing I want to bring attention to is this right here, because I was like, what is this? Look at this. This necklace, this piece that is hanging from his necklace. What is this, family? What is that? It looks like, I don't know, like a white or Native American woman. And I don't know, I don't know the race. Could be a black woman, but it looks like it's holding two fists in the air, right? What does that mean? I don't know. I just get the feeling that that's some kind of a satanic symbol, right? Now let's go right here. Let me bring your attention to this. Do we talk about this one right now? Let's go there. Excuse me, we're already there, so let's talk about it. Right here. Excuse me. This is the black and white checkerboard pattern that you see so much everywhere with these artists. Everywhere. You see it everywhere. And I'm about to show you another one here in a second, right? This is the black and white checkerboard floor, which represents duality, right? As above, so below. Duality. It's everywhere, family. You see it everywhere. And to a lot of people, it's just fashion, right? But to these Luciferians, it means something, right? This is, duality, right? And this black and white checkerboard stuff is no different from that Chinese yin-yang symbol that you see all the time, which is also black and white, because that is also a Luciferian symbol. This Luciferianism is in every freaking culture, right? So what you're looking at is no different from that Chinese yin-yang symbol. And one of the aspects of duality and the thing that makes it so hard to recognize these people for who they really are. For example, when you look at the Freemason, like you go on the internet, the way they define Freemason is like, it's an organization that's all about charity, self-improvement, and stuff like that. And on the surface level, that's what you will find with Masonry. So a lot of these gullible and oblivious, surface level members of Freemasonry, that's what they would tell you. Oh, it's a club about self-improvement, it's about charity, and we're trying to do good in the world, da 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 da. right? Trying to become, better servants of God and things like that. That's what it'll tell you. Because on the surface, they do those things. They do a lot of things, pertaining to charity and self-empowerment and becoming a better person and stuff. They do that. But remember, this is duality, the black and white checkerboard. So that's one side of it. On the flip side of that is the satanic element, the dark and demonic, evil, satanic element of Freemasonry, Illuminati. It's all the same. It's all the same thing, right? So that's one of the things that make it so hard for people to recognize what they're really doing. But this is some of the things right here that I'm showing y'all that symbolizes these things, right? So I'm sorry, African people, don't look at your African artists and think they're innocent. No, they're satanic. They have sold you out, right? They don't care about you, family. None of these musical artists, they don't care about you. The fans who support and buy their music and make them rich, who love them, they don't care about these people. They don't care about you, fans. They are literally working against you. They are literally trying to win your souls for Lucifer. But you think they love you because they tell you they do. Meanwhile, everything they're doing is destroying your life. We have fallen in love with our captors. We have fallen in love with the ones that are here to destroy us. All right, so that's one thing, right? And I'm gonna show you another one. One of those. We're gonna run into another one of those checkerboard patterns here in a second, or later on in this video. Now, next thing here is this right here. Now, when you look at this, you'll say, "Oh, it's a BB," right? Probably represents, money or whatever. That's, whatever symbol of currency that is, right? But you have to peep game, family. What's this right here? What is this? You got 1, right? And a 3. 1 and a 3. 13, right? And if you know anything about the number 13, if you're familiar with Luciferianism, you know that 13 is a very important number in satanic symbolism. That means something to them, right? So if you pay attention, if you look on the back of the dollar bill, you'll see a lot of these symbolism. You'll see the 13 steps on the pyramid. This number 13 is big Masonic symbolism. It may mean nothing to you, but it means something to them. This is how they reveal themselves, right? And then now you have this right here, this 7 behind the 13. What does that 7 represent? See, family, the deception runs so deep because it's not just the number 6. The number 6 is very important to them, but then you also see them use the number 7 at times because this number 7, when they use it, it doesn't really mean the number 7, right? Let me see if I can show y'all here. It doesn't really mean the number 7 because in the Hebrew numbers, I believe Hebrew numbers or Hebrew alphabets. If I can find an image of that. That symbol is a 6 right here. Hope y'all can see this right here, family. See? Right here. That's a 6. So you will see them use this from time to time. So you have to know what it means whenever they use that. So to them, it's not the number 7. It's really symbolizing the number 6. That's what this 7 means. So now look at Peep Game, family. Look at how they hide it right in front of you. Look how they hide the truth in plain sight. You have right here. We know that this means a 6. So 6, 6, 6. Look at that, family. Right? Look at that. 666 right there in front of you. But if you're not aware of the user, you'll just think, oh, it's a number 7, and BB, whatever that means. No, it's 13. Right? That's what it is. It's up here again. Right? So they strategically divided out like this so you can see the 666. Right in front of us, family. It's your fault that you're ignorant. It's your fault. And if you want to remain ignorant, that's fine. That's fine. But just know that they say ignorance is bliss. No, it's not. Ignorance is very destructive. Ignorance will lead to your death. Right? What else? Is that anything else I want to talk about? And if you look, I want to even say, look, this right here, another one of the checkerboard black and white symbolism right here. Right? What else is here? I think this right here is something, but I don't know what. Let me see if I can get you a better angle of that. Right here. Like this looks like the lotus flower, you know, the Hindu lotus flower. That's what it looks like. And boy, Hinduism is steep in satanic symbolism. That Hinduism is a satanic religion. Like they just don't know. That's why yoga and all that stuff is straight satanic. It was all given to them by Lucifer. So I believe this right here is something. I'm not exactly sure. All right, a lot of things going on here. Let me see if I can find anything else. And family, y'all, you know, I'm kind of moving fast through these. Y'all may see some things. If you're familiar with this, you may see some things that I myself don't even recognize. So I'm not, you know, claiming to be some kind of expert. There's some things that I'm pretty sure I'm going to miss. Let's go on to the next picture. Man, do I even need to say anything about this one? This artist, Ruger. Look at that name, Ruger. Right? Look, Dior. The second wave. I mean, even the title, the second wave. That is all. This is all satanic symbolism, family. Do I even need to say something about this? Look, here we go. One eye symbolism. Right here, we got the one eye symbolism. This eye is covered up, and in this one eye symbolism, this eye is fire. Right? So this dude is literally like the phoenix, which is another satanic symbolism, right? Rising out of hell. That's what it looks like. Right? Satanic all over it. I mean, do you look at this thing and say, this is of the light? Do you look at things like this and say, this is of God? Do you? I mean, they're literally telling you who they are. They're not hiding this stuff. I mean, look at this imagery. They're not hiding it. One eye symbolism. Straight out the pits of hell. And I'm pretty sure there's more. The second wave. All of that. It's satanic symbolism. Right? Let's move on to the next one. Oh my gosh. Look at it. This one just jumps out at you. Well, I tell you, man, these Luciferians, man. Look at this. Oh, come on, C-Bone. Take it easy on our African artists. Why you hating on the African artists? Now that they're blowing up, they're getting recognition all over the world. You want to start hating on them? How do you think they blew up and started to get this recognition? They had to sell their souls. They don't love you. They're lying to you. They're deceiving you. They're leading you to hell. You have to detach from these people. Look at this. Look at this imagery, family. By now we should know what the goat means. That's the Baphomet. Another satanic symbol. Right? So they got two big black goats on their song cover here. Who is this? Victini and Asake. Two big black goats on their cover here. And I'm guessing this one right here, this other goats right here, right? This Billy goat right here is Asake. Because I have another picture of him where he's wearing that. I'm gonna zoom into the one here when we get to that part in this video. Right? But do I need to say much about this family? They're literally telling you who they are, who they represent, who they're working for. They got the Baphomet right there on their album cover, the goats. Why do y'all think that term goat has been so popularized? The goat is a Baphomet symbol. That's Baphomet. That's Lucifer. They have popularized it. So to you think it means the greatest of all time. But to them, it means their God, Lucifer. Right? Let's go on to the next one. Oh, another Jezebel satanic spirit. Right? What's the obvious? What jumps out at you right away? Oh, look, it's another one-eye symbolism right here. Right? Another one-eye symbolism right here. The emphasis on the one eye. And remember, there's so many ways they do it. The one-eye symbolism, right? So this is her telling us. And who's this artist? This is her telling us, Irie Star and Sai Vibes. This is her telling us who her master is, who she serves. Lucifer, right? One-eye symbolism right there. Now, look at this. Satanic Jezebel spirit. What do we have here, family? Right? Satanic Jezebel spirit. Her breast is, her nipples are covered up by these rosy things, whatever, right? Reveal the body, reveal the body. What message do you think when a woman puts her body on display like this, what message do you think that communicates? Huh? What message do you think that communicates? It's all sex. It's all sexual to get you out of your higher self, out of your spiritual, God-like mind, to get you to disconnect from God and attach yourself to these lower entities, lower frequencies, sex, drugs, masturbation, pornography. Right? That's all this is right here. Right? And look at the parental advisory sticker. Why do y'all think the parental advisory sticker is this? Color, black and white. That's the checkerboard floor. That's the duality. Who runs the music industry? Satan. This right here, that's another logo of his explicit content. That's a satanic, oh my gosh. Right? Just popped in my head again. They had to reveal. So this is them revealing and telling you the truth. It tells you right here, explicit content. So when you buy this music and you listen to it with all this warning and all this symbolism, the one-eye symbolism, the Jezebel spirit, the explicit content, with your free will, you are willingly accepting Lucifer. So you cannot put your hand on the hot stove and then ask God to keep you from getting burned. You see, they're telling you the stove is hot. You see the stove is hot. And you put your hand on it, but somehow you want God to keep you from getting burned. And if you don't know the stove is hot, that's your fault, you're ignorant. Family, you cannot cast the burden of your ignorance on someone else. It is your fault you're ignorant. Why don't you know these things by now? Whose fault is it that you fail to see what is right in front of you? It's your fault that you're ignorant. They're telling you, family, who they are. Next one. Look at this one right here. Maverick. Right? Maverick, again, right here. What do we see? What jumps out at you right away? Another one-eye symbolism. Right? Another one-eye symbolism. Oh, come on, CB. That's just art, man. They're just being artistic, man. They're just being cool. To you, it means nothing. To them, this is symbolism. This is communication. Signs and symbols rule the world, family. Another one. Who's this? Kiss Daniel. Song is Cough. Odo. Right? Now, looking up here at this name, Maverick, why is this R red? G, family, that means something. Don't just gloss over the why is the R red. It means something. And for those of y'all who you good with what is that, numerology, all that stuff, y'all can figure this out. And look, Maverick, that's an M right there. What does an M means? In Freemason, the M is the what is that? The 13th letter of the alphabet. So the M represents the number 13, which is satanic symbolism. Right? Let's go on to the next one. Oh, told y'all. Here it goes. One that jumps out at me right away. Masonic checkered board floor. Family, if you watch movies, music videos on social media, by now I'm pretty sure this symbolism, you have seen it 100 million times. No, not even 100 million times. I'm sure you've seen it 2 billion times. No, not 2 billion times. You've seen it 2.3 billion times. I'm sure of it. By now, you've seen this. But you probably you just waved it off. You never gave it any second thought. It's just, checkerboard floor. You see it everywhere. Not just in the music videos. You probably seen it in some of your churches. Right? But that's a satanic symbol. No matter where you see it, it is a satanic symbol. If you see it in your church, that means your pastors are Mason. The people who run that church, they are Masons. That's what it means. They are satanic. If you see this stuff in your church, family, duality, as above, so below. On the surface, we're going to tell you that we're all about self-improvement, charity, about making the world a better place. But on the flip side of that, the part of ourselves that we don't show you is that we're satanic. We're trying to bring about a global Luciferian world order. We want to destroy humanity. We want to destroy the work of God. That's the duality. That's the part they don't show you. Let's zoom around and see if there's anything else, other symbolism we may find. This right here, whatever he's doing, that looks like the devil's horn with two hands, right? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of symbolism here that I'm not seeing. Oh, look right here, family. What is he doing? Devil's horns right there, family, right? So again, your African artists are Satanists. They have sold their souls, family. They're not working for you. And the thing about it is, family, y'all think this is entertainment. To you, it's entertainment. To them, family, they're engineering the world. They're creating a global Luciferian world order. That's what all this stuff is for. You think you're being entertained. You're being rocked to sleep. Let's move on to the next one. No, come on, family. Do I need to say anything about this? You know, the sad thing about, you know, stuff like this, they would look at it as female empowerment, woman empowerment. Really? Since when has it was it empowering to take all your damn clothes off and be naked? How is that empowering? I don't understand this about these feminists who do dumb shit like this. Excuse my language. How is you being naked? How does that empower you? How does turning yourself to a object, a sexual object, how does that empower you, woman? Tell me. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh, we've gained control over our bodies. See, boy, for so long the women have been told that they have no control over their body. So now we have control over our bodies. We're empowered now. We can do what we want. We have taken control of our sexuality. Nonsense. Satanic. That's a satanic frame of mind. You taking your damn clothes off does not empower you. That is demonic. So, number one, look at this. She's naked. And what is she doing? She's doing this. The X. She's kind of being slick about it, kind of doing it like this, but it's still the same thing. It's the X. What does that mean? Do y'all know what the X mean? We have been deceived with this logo, and I know y'all seen this everywhere, right? And especially you Africans, because I'm talking to you Africans in this video, because I'm talking about your African artists. I'm talking about our African artists. Right? We have been brainwashed with it. Wakanda forever, Wakanda. You are in Wakanda now. Right? When that movie Black Panther came out, made billions of dollars all over the world. Right? Africans, you know, we felt so good. They're finally representing us. Oh, that victim mentality makes it so easy for you to be fooled. They're finally representing our African culture with its dignity. Oh. Not realizing that whole Black Panther stuff was satanic. What is it? What is a god they worship? The Panther god. That is satanic, family. This whole Panther god nonsense, that is Satanism. Right? And this sign right here doesn't mean Wakanda forever. It doesn't mean African empowerment. That's a satanic symbol. That's the Osiris rising symbol. Why do you think these Luciferians, these Satanists, are so obsessed with Egyptian mythology and symbology? Because it's satanic. They know all that Egyptian stuff was really Luciferian. They know this. That's why they promote it. Even here in America, you see your artists with all this Egyptian symbolism, because it is satanic. So in this picture, she's butt naked, doing the X, right? In the darkness, of course. Total darkness, right? With just a little bit of light. So I'm what they're saying, I'm more dark than I just have a teeny bit of light inside of me, right? It's right in our face, family. They're communicating, telling us who they are. Let me see if I can find this Osiris rising symbol everywhere. You think it's, and you'll see so many of your celebrities doing this. Right? Let me see if I can find Osiris, O-S-I-R-I-S. Is that how you spell it, right? Osiris. Osiris rising symbol. That is an Egyptian symbol Oh, here it goes right here. Right here. See? Right here. Doing the X. Osiris risen. 333. 666. X. Right? And y'all should know that the X is Luciferian symbolism. Why do y'all think Elon Musk changed Twitter to X? Because it's satanic. They're telling you who he is, revealing themselves, right? I just saw another one here that I wanted to show y'all. What was it? It was the same, but oh, right here, this one. All right, look, what is he doing? X, X. All this right here, family, is satanic. Don't be fooled. All right, what else? What else? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Oh, okay, I'm done with this. Let's go back down here. Let's go back down here. Don't got ear. All right, look at this one. Look at this one. Do I need to say anything, family? All right, look, one eye symbolism. I'm gonna zoom back out, right? I hope y'all can see that because I know this one is kind of right here. Make it a little smaller. Look right here, family. One eye symbolism. It doesn't mean anything to you, but it means something to them. Jezebel spirits. Look at this. What is that? The sun. You know, they use that the sun that means something that's some kind of a satanic logo for them to. Oh, look at this one right here. Let me zoom back. Look at this one right here, family. Look at this. What do we have here? Right? It looked like more of the satanic Jezebel spirit. Looks like a woman's thong underwear, right? But look at the letter that is on, right? Because they want to bring attention to this letter. It's on the letter M. What is the letter M, family? That's the number 13. The 13th letter of the alphabet, which is a satanic number, right? That's a big number in Satanism, right? What else? Look at this. More of the satanic Jezebel spirit. Look at this one right here. Satanic Jezebel spirits, right? And her face is a sun. I believe that's more satanic symbolism right there. The number 12, I forgot what that means. Family, it's everywhere, man. Y'all we gotta be able to recognize this stuff, right? Look at, I believe this right, even this right here, all this. This one is everywhere in front of us. You just have to know what you're seeing. Like, I'm no expert in this stuff, so I'm pretty sure there's a lot of it here that I'm not recognizing, right? This is a language, family. Signs and symbols. Oh, look at this one. Next one. WizKid. WizKid. Wheezy. Right? But see, boy, what's wrong with this one? He's just doing the prayer hands. He's praying. Yeah, family, but look at the X. We just went over the X. Right? Wakanda forever. That's not what it means. Osiris risen. Right? Fallen angel. That Osiris entity is a fallen Luciferian entity, angel, right? So that's what WizKid is doing here. But they're gonna distract you with their prayer hands because most people see this. That's probably all they look at. Oh, you know, this means calm and tranquility, and this means prayer. So he's calm and tranquil, and he's praying. He's being spiritual. Yeah, right, family. Satanic symbolism. This is him telling you who he serves, who his master is, who his God is. Right? All right, let's go to the next one. Oops. Oh, look at this. Oh, man, it jumps right out at you. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Telling you it's subtle. Look, let's do some flipping here. That crown, what is that crown? That crown is a 13. 1, 3. Right? 1, 3. Not only is it a 13, let's see if we can flip it back. It's also an M, right? So there you have your 13 right there. But you think it's a crown. It's not a crown, right? Now, right here, again, I told y'all, this is a satanic symbol. The human heart does not look like that, right? Now, look at all these masks. All satanic. But see, boy, what's wrong with the mask, right? Family. Y'all need to be aware of these masks. A lot of people buy these masks and they spend, some of these masks are very, very expensive. Very expensive, right? It's cool African art. It's original African traditional art. It represents the culture, the history, the tradition, and all that. Nonsense. What is the origin of all this nonsense? Of all these masks and so forth? Why do all of them look so ugly and demonic? Right? These are satanic. Satanic. What is the origin of these things? The ancient Africans, A lot of these ancient African, not just African, a lot of indigenous people, you will see that it's not just African who do these sculptures and masks and so forth. A lot of indigenous cultures do this. And the reason is because back then, back in those, once upon a time, right, these people, when human beings were more, spiritual, when we were more connected, these people used to see, due to their fears, and this is after the fall of man to the Luciferian deception, due to their fears, they used to see a lot, their fear used to create these thought forms, right? And these thought forms, to them, they could see these thought forms, and they thought that these thought forms were like, they were afraid of these thought forms. And they thought that these thought forms were like gods and so forth. But they were not aware that these were forms of their fears. These were forms of their thoughts, right? That took on very grotesque forms. So they would see these things because back then we were more connected. We could see frequencies that we can't see today. So they would see these things and it will haunt them. Because your thought forms are attached to you, so they always come back to you. So these forms used to haunt them. So they thought that they were being haunted by these dark and demonic gods, now realizing that these were really their own thought forms that they were seeing, right? Due to their Luciferian influence, these were their own thought forms that they were seeing. So what they started doing was they started to, worship these things, these thought forms, as a way of, as a way to keep them from being haunted, or killed by these things that were really their own thought forms. These were just phantoms. They were not even real, right? So that's how it started. But then later on, because remember, family, this is why we must know spiritual law, how spiritual laws operate. This universe, this material universe has been conquered by Lucifer. So therefore, everything physical, any physical object, right? The darkness will always have a greater connection and control over any physical object that we choose to use, right? So when these indigenous people started to create these various masks and sculptures as a way to pay homage and honor these, thought forms that they were seeing, right? To keep them what they thought were gods, to keep the gods from hurting them and to be in favor with the gods, they would build these various masks and sculptures and so forth, right? So then what happened later on, because they're using and they're praying to physical object, these Luciferian fallen angels now moved in and attached themselves to these various physical objects, sculptures and masks and so forth that these people were paying homage to. So now they're worshiping, paying homage to, honoring these Luciferian fallen entities. Family, this stuff is so deep. And if you're ignorant, it's a very dangerous place. Ignorance is a very dangerous place to be in this spiritual warfare, because you're not fighting against people. You're fighting against powers and principalities that are far more powerful and clever than you are. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was making you think that he doesn't exist. So all these African masks and sculptures you see, people spend hundreds and thousands of dollars, perhaps even millions of dollars on these things, because they think it's art. No, family, it's demonic. You're inviting demonic entities into your home with these masks and sculptures and so forth. You're not honoring African culture. And if you are, you don't need to be honoring African culture, because a lot of that stuff is demonic anyways. You need to be honoring God, your creator. Y'all get so stuck over culture, so stuck on race. I'm black. I must represent the blackness. I must do the black thing. I'm African. I must represent my culture. I don't want to be a sellout. You don't want to be a sellout so much to the fact that you end up selling out your own soul to the devil. Right? You sell out your creator. You sell your soul to the devil because you're trying to be loyal to your culture. You don't want to be a sellout, but you sell out the most important thing. Your soul, your very life energy, right? because you got to be down with the culture. Y'all are being played, man. Y'all are being lied to. Let's move on to the next one. What we got here? Oh, I told you, Asake featuring Travis Scott. And boy, oh boy, y'all should know about Travis Scott. Now, like I said, I'm not no expert on this, so I'm pretty sure these tattoos that he has, like this one right here. What is this? What is this tattoo? It looks like him in some kind of a demonic garb. What else we got? We got this right here. This also looks like some dark and demonic. I don't know what that is, but I'm not no expert on this. But the one I want to show y'all is this right here, because this is where the one eye symbolism is right here. I don't know what this is. It reminds me of Medusa, because look at the hair, right? Like snake-like hair, the coil-like hair, right? Medusa. And then look at the one eye symbolism. It's only showing one eye, one side of the face. Right there, family, they're revealing, telling you who they are. I mean, the person he's collaborating with says it all. Right there, right? Let's go on to the next one. I want to hurry up and bring this to an end. I wonder how many more we have. I want to hurry up and bring this to an end. All right, what do we have here? Oh, look at this one. A few things I want to show y'all. Let's zoom in over here first. And I'm pretty sure this one, there's so much going on here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to miss some of it. But right off the bat, we have our one eye symbolism right here. Right? One eye symbolism. Right? And you can say, but see, Born, both eyes are showing, and it kind of looks like both eyes are covered up. But look at this right here. This one eye is purple. So it's not the same. So this is still a one eye symbolism right here, family. There's so many different ways they do it, right? And then right here we have, what is this? The number M. What is M, family? That's the number 13, Masonic symbolism, right? And then what do we have here? Let me zoom out a little bit. What do we have here? Right? Because if it's like this, you may not spot this right away, but when you zoom in, you can see it easier, right? What is this? Wings. So what does that mean? That means she's an angel, right? So this is a fallen Jezebel Luciferian angel, right? Look at the way she's dressed. Look at all the revealing of the skin, right? Look at the earring. I didn't even see that last time when I was looking at this, family, but I think that earring, it looks like a pentagram. The earring looks like a pentagram, and y'all should know what the pentagram is, right? In case I don't know what the pentagram is, let's pull up a thing of the pentagram. Let's show y'all that. Because you see, it's just a star, Seaborn. Come on. What do you mean? It's just a star. Yeah, to you think it's a star. But that's not what it is. Because real stars don't really look like that. Here it goes. Let's go with this one. The Satanic pentagram, right? The 5-pointed star right here. Let me just click on one of these. The Hebrew letters. Notice the Hebrew letters around here, right? This is a pentagram. I'm just showing y'all this in case you're not familiar with this, my fellow Africans and whoever else may be watching this video. That's a pentagram, right? And we're gonna see another one here in a little bit. But I just want to show y'all that. So that's what it looks like. Let's go back to. That's what it looks like she has on her eye right here. Oh, I forgot to. Who's this artist? Oh, another Irish star, right? Gee, how many ways do they need to reveal themselves? Now, there's a lot going on in this picture right here. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more satanic symbolism that I'm not recognizing off the bat, right? Oh, but look. Is that another pentagram in the hair? Look. What is that? Is that a pentagram? Right? Oh, family. It's a lot, man. I know I'm not seeing all of it. Look at the hair. Why is the hair so long? Right? Seduction. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, look at this one. Look at how his body is being contoured. This is satanic. Whenever you watch these movies and when exorcisms are being done, when they're trying to exorcise a demon out of a person, isn't this how they look sometimes? When they're doing all this, right? That's what this is right here, family. Who is this? Adekunle Go Individuo, right? Telling you that, hey, I'm satanic. That's what this means. This is witchcraft right here, right? But you see, it's just art. It's just an artistic image. You know, fam, that's witchcraft. These are the witch contortions and so forth that they do, right? And I'm pretty sure there's more on here. Hell, this may even be one eye symbolism going on right here because it's only showing one side, right? But that's what I can see off the bat. Let's go on to the next one, because I want to hurry bring it to an end. This is my time right now. Look at this one, right? Who is this? Tim's. Oh, Tim's was the one I showed you earlier with the, she was naked, doing the X symbolism, standing in the darkness. Same one right here. What is this? One eye symbolism, family. Remember, there's so many ways they do it. Oh, come on, Seaborn, you're reaching. Yeah, you keep thinking that. That's why it's easy for you to get fooled, because y'all keep thinking this is reaching. They're showing you who they are, family. Look at this. This is one eye symbolism right here. Okay? So many ways they do it. Right? Let's move on to the next one. Oh, there it goes. Another one. One eye symbolism right here. Right? But see, both of the eyes are showing. Yes, but look at one side of the face. This one is obscured. Right? To focus, to put this one more in the light. This is one eye symbolism right here, family. Along with the Jezebel, spirit right here. Right? Who's that? Lil J, SARS, and Chris Brown. Let's move on to the next one. We're getting to the end, family. Oh, Ruger. We're back to my boy Ruger. Look at this. Right here. One eye symbolism right there. Y'all see that? I don't want to zoom that in. Y'all should see this. Maybe I should zoom it out so I can see a little better. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all see the globe? Right? With the one eye patch? That's the one eye symbolism right there, family. And that right there looks like a blood moon behind the globe, the earth, right there. It looks like a blood moon right there. Another satanic symbolism, right? Are you the world? Family, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of going on in here, but like I said, I'm not an expert at this. So sometimes it don't jump out right at me. You got to kind of zoom in and take your time and look at little details and things right here, right? But this one eye symbolism, right? Satanic. Let's move on to the next one. Right here, family, again. What jumps out at you? The one eye symbolism. And family, it's so subtle, right? And some of y'all may think I'm reaching, I'm picking on these people. Here's the deal. Remember, they don't get to this level until you have already sold your soul, until you're already part of the satanic club, right? You don't get put out like that. So they do it very subtly. They know what they're doing. They have to lie to you without lying to you. So a picture like this, it may not say anything to you. But if you know what you're looking at, you understand Luciferianism, that's one eye symbolism right there. Right? Now, for example, me and my homeboys, if my homeboy showed me a picture, of him, maybe he was at a club or in a gym or something, just chilling like that, just show me a picture. If I see a picture like that, I'm not gonna say, oh, that's one eye symbolism. My homeboy's a Satanist. No, family. It means something to them because they're in the club. So this is how they communicate. Everybody don't communicate like this. So I know that the everyday average person don't communicate like this. So if I saw, the everyday average person sitting down in a picture like this, I'm not going to say, oh man, he's a Satanist. No, because and this doesn't mean anything to most people. But to them, when they do it, it's very purposeful. There's a reason. They don't just, when they're taking these photos, family, these are not just sporadic, random. These are planned, family. Right? So that's a one eye symbolism right there. It means something, family. Oh, look at this one. Davido. Oh, come on, Seaborn. This innocent picture, he's in his graduation gown. Right? First of all, these colors tell you everything you need to know. These colors are not an accident, right? These are the colors of the false lights, right? Just pay attention to street lights. I don't know if you notice, you look in your neighborhood when you're driving down the street, some of these street lights are being replaced by lights that are this color, this purplish, color. These are the colors of the false lights. So these colors tell you everything you need to know. But that's not enough. Again, another one eye symbolism right here. Right? Very subtle, family. Another one eye symbolism. But you think, oh, come on, Seaboy, it's an innocent picture. He's in his graduation gown. He's looking up in the sky. He's thanking God. No, family. His God is Lucifer. That's what he wants you to think. He wants you to think, oh, that he's innocent, that he's thanking God. But that's not what he's doing. He is communicating. This is how they let you know. This is communication, family, right? So we have that. Look at this right here. Right, what's that, family? on his neck. That's a pentagram. Another satanic symbol. It's all here, family. The only question is, can you see it or can you not see it? Are you going to keep allowing yourself to be fooled? Right? At least be honest with yourself. Right? If you can't break away from this stuff, be like, you know what? I know it's satanic. I know it's not good, but I'm too deep. I love it. I'm just going to keep doing it. At least be honest enough to say that. But don't try to lie and say, oh, come on, no. There's no way. Especially when it's right in front of you. Don't lie. At least be honest about it. All right? Next one. Look at this. What's happening here? That's some kind of a club scene, right? A lot of stuff happening here, but what I want to bring attention to is these masks. We're going to talk about the mask. All right, look at that. Look at this one right here, family. Look at this. What is that? Do you see that and say, oh, that is of the light? Do you see stuff like this and say, oh, this is of God? Do you see stuff like this and say, oh, this is definitely a blessing? Look at that. What is that? It looks like a demon face. And why are you wearing a mask? Right? Your countenance, this right here. This is the light of God. It's a reflection of the light of God. Why would you cover that up with a mask? Right? Telling you, family, it's everywhere. Let's go to the next one. All right, we saw this picture earlier, but this is a different version because here in this picture still had the upside down house. But see, this is how the BS they pull, because actually it's not BS. He's communicating very cleverly, because what's really happening here, family, this is no different from these pictures with the upside downness. Is no different from the parental advisory sticker, the duality, the checkerboard floor. This is just another version of the checkerboard floor. This is duality, up and down. Some things are right side up, some things are up and down. Look at the swing. That's not up and down, but the house is. Look at the chariot. That's not up and down, but the horses are. Right here. This not up and down. And look, let's talk about this. These mushrooms. In the last picture, it was a graveyard with a bear being stabbed through the gut with bats and just all kind of demonic imagery. Here, what are these? These are mushrooms. Colorful, happy-looking mushrooms. What is this? Psychedelics, right? What do people use these mushrooms for? To connect you with nature, right? Drugs. This is all satanic you're seeing here, family. And I'm pretty sure this right here. Let me zoom out so y'all can see it. Oh, dang it. I need to zoom out so y'all can see this one. Right here. I'm pretty sure this right here means something. And I'm not exactly sure what it is right now, so I'll leave it alone and go on to the next one because I want to hurry up and get through with this. Is this the last one? Oh, we're at the end, family. We are at the end. No, are we really at the end? No, we're not at the end. I don't think we're at the end. There we go. We're not at the end. There we go. Look, more. But we're going to start moving a little bit faster because a lot of these things are the same. But I want y'all to see your African music and your African artists are not innocent. They already sold their souls. They're working against you. They don't love you. They don't love Africa. Look at this. What do we have here? Look at the green. One eye symbolism, right? One eye symbolism. Here too, this is also one eye symbolism. I told you, family, sometimes they'll do something like this. This is one eye symbolism. That's what he's doing. This is one eye symbolism. But not only one eye symbolism, look at this is just demonic. Look at it. He looks like a demon. Him too. Right? And I'm pretty sure these glasses right here, I'm pretty sure this is some kind of a symbolism that I'm just not recognizing right now. Right? Guawalada. Something like that. It's all satanic, family. I mean, what more do you want these people to do? Some of them are so loud and blatant, it's like we still just want to act like it's not there. Oh my God. You know what? I don't even want to know what the hell is going on here, family. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get rid of that because this is, it just resonates whatever. All right, what do we have here? Another satanic Jezebel spirit, right? Again, when you see a woman posing a picture like this, family, what does this communicate? Look at her eyes, right? Look at her eye. What do you think she's saying? Huh? What this kind of imagery, who do you think she's serving? Even if she tells you that she's a Christian, And she could be a church-going Christian. That doesn't matter. With works like this, who do you think she's serving? Right? And look, what do we have here? Pentagram. Right there. Right? Pentagram. Belly piercing. Right? And then we have this. No, I mean, I want to say this is also one eye symbolism, family. Look, the cuts on the eyebrow. I believe those cuts on the eyebrow is also something satanic. I believe they are. But of course, especially here in America, a lot of the young African American males, black boys, not even a black boy, even the Hispanic, everybody does it. Not just one race, put them cuts on the eyebrows, not even know where that stuff comes from. They just think it's cool. It's satanic, family. All right, so I want to say this is one eye symbolism too because of that cut. But look at the way her face is angled, and then look at this hand and this right here, all bringing attention to this side of the face. Whereas on this side of the hand, you don't see the hand. Tell you, fam, this one eye symbolism is the one that they get away with the most because there's so many ways they can hide it right in front of you. They're lying to you without lying to you, family. I mean, all right, let's go on to the next one. We're almost done. Look at this. More one eye symbolism from Burna Boy. So again, see this right here? It's one eye symbolism because it's bringing attention to that one eye. And then what do we have here? I don't know what this is, but come on, family. This right here, this little black, whatever this thing is, just screams. Let me zoom out so I can see the whole thing. Just screams, come on. Just screams of Satanism. See, whatever this thing is, right? And then it says Damani, the meaning, whatever that is, right? Sounds a lot like Damien, which is, another loose word for the devil, I believe. That DMX song, Damien, right? Damien was trying to get DMX to sell his soul to the devil. This is one eye symbolism here, family. There's a lot going on here. Let's move on because I want to hurry and get to the end. Oh, this one is just so obvious, right? What is he doing right here with his mouth? Shh, it's a secret. Don't tell anybody. I'm part of the Satanic Club. Shh, it's a secret. Whenever you see celebrities doing this, family, that's what they're telling you. They're part of a secret society. It's all satanic. No matter what they call their secret society, it's all satanic. It's all Illuminati. It's all Freemasonry. It's all Luciferian. It's all the same thing. So this right here, whenever you see anybody doing this, that's what they're telling you. They're part of the secret society, right? So that's what King's Promise is telling us over here, right? Perfect combi. What else we have next? Oh my God, look at this. Look at it. What's happening here? All right, again, the blood moon in the background. Look at the blood moon in the background. Look at his face. Whole face is fire. Whole face is fire. Look at this. It's like demons or dead bodies creeping from under the earth. What? Look at this. Is this of the light? Is this where God's angels comes from? No, this is where the fallen angels come from. They're dwelling beneath us, underground. They're setting up this global Luciferian world order so they can rise from underground and proclaim their king. Right? So that's all that's going on here. Straight up satanic. Look at that, family. Straight up Satanism. Right? What's next? I'm moving a little faster through these. I'm just gonna talk about the ones that jumps out at me. Oh my God, look at this. See, a lot of y'all look at this and you think, oh, this is cool. What is this? This is satanic. This is the Greek god or the Roman god, whichever one it is. I think it's Janus or Janus, whatever. It's a satanic fallen Luciferian entity, right? That has been admired and throughout cultures for centuries. That's what this is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Janus, Jonas. Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to hurry up and get through this. Janus, Jonas, Greek god, Greek god Janus. Let me see if that's the right one. Yep, that's it. See? There it goes. Can y'all see this, family? Right? With the multiple faces. That's all he's doing. This is a satanic entity right here. Y'all see that? Y'all need me to zoom in? Let me click on one. Look at this. Right? So that's what my boy Techno is showing us right here. That's what that is. Right? And this also has to do with the duality. Right? Multiple personality and so forth. The more the better. The more the better. You see? The more the better. This is no different from do as thy wilt. Right? Because Lucifer is a humanist. Right? Oh, forget about God and all these rules. Here, have more. You want women? Here, have all the women you can have. You want food? Here, eat all the food you can eat. You want drugs? Here, have all the drugs you can have. The more, the better. As he's telling you right here with this Luciferian symbol, do as thy wilt. It's right in front of us, family. The question is, are we going to see it and detach from it? Or are we going to ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist? Oh my God, look at this one. What's happening here? Look at all these people. All right, looking up at this giant thing. What is this, family? It's idol worship. What's this? What's this right here? This reminds me of some kind of a Hindu goddess sculpture thing. Look at this right here. Is she levitating? Magic, sorcery? Family, this is lucid. This is Satanism. This is what I meant in the last video that I made when I was telling y'all that the main reason, I believe that the main reason, or one of the main reasons that Africa remains in the position it is today is because of witchcraft, which is really Satanism. That it has crippled that whole entire continent. And look at this, family. This is idol worship. Right? And look at the name, Ohima. Ohima. That sounds like some kind of a god or goddess. This is all satanic, family. They're telling us who they are. Oh my gosh. Do I need to say anything about this one? Right? It's a one-eye symbolism too. You got the one-eye symbolism going on here, but look, do I need to say anything about this one? What is Rima trying to tell you here? Rima was the same one with the upside down cross. I mean, seriously, is this of the light? Is this how the things of God are presented to us? Huh? Right? I think this might be the last one. Let's see. No, it's not the last one. Again, do I need to say anything about this one? Got the bat on his neck, right? And that bat, that can kind of be the X symbol, right? But look at this, right? Just darkness, dragons in the back. We already know who the dragon is. That fell out of heaven, as it says in the book. It's all satanic. And look, it's Rima again. Man. Look at this. Smurly, Juju. The name tells you everything you need to know. Do I need to say anything, family? Just like I said, Juju everywhere. Satanism, witchcraft everywhere. This stuff is rampant in Africa. Everywhere in Africa. Right? So commonplace, so normal. They just think it's okay. Look at this. Blood dagger. Look at all this. Serpent. Look at this. What is that? Jezebel. Oh my God. See, the problem is we think these things are okay, and we're not understanding that these are the things that are destroying us. These things not only mean something, but they have an effect in our lives, in our world, in our realities. Man, family, this is what's keeping us down, family. Look at this one. This is a pretty clever one-eye symbolism going on right here, family. Let's see if we can zoom into this. Clever one-eye symbolism. You look here, there's no eye. It looks like the peace sign. You already know what the peace sign represents. And then here, you got the eyes. It's one-eye symbolism, family. Even though it's two eye, it's still showing out of this one eye. Right? Clever symbolism. Masonic, one-eye symbolism. It must be the last. Nope, it's not the last. Oh, I think this is the last. Right? I'm surprised we're only seeing one of these. This one jumps out at you, family. What is this, family? What is this? 6, 6, 6. He's holding up the 666 with both hands. 666. Y'all see that? And y'all should already know what 666 means, right? Y'all should already know what 666 means. And I'm pretty sure for those of y'all who are versed in numerology, I'm pretty sure if you take a lot of these people, these artists, their names and the name of the title of their songs, I'm pretty sure it's going to come back, it's going to render some kind of satanic message. Right? But it's right here, family. Right? So there you have it. Dear Africans, we are knee deep, we are neck deep. Matter of fact, we are drowning, we are suffocating in witchcraft, in Luciferianism. Your artists have sold their souls. They don't love you, they don't care about you. They're working to drag your souls to hell with them. Wake up. Not just Africans, everybody who listens to this music. It is not just African music, it's everywhere. The reggaeton, the reggae, the Rastaman, the rap, even the gospel these days. Wake up and detach yourself from these people because they are working to send your soul to hell. You know what I mean? So with that being said, family, I'm going to go ahead and stop it here because this video is going to be another long one, but necessarily so. I believe this is the last one. Yes, it is the last one. All right. So there you have it, family. Your African artist. Let me see if there's any closing thoughts. Look over my notes here that I want to leave on. No, we're good, family. Thank God for discernment. Thank God for loving us so much that he has not turned his back on us. He has sent his prophets, his messengers, his envoys, his own sons here to make sure that we have the light of the word, his word, so that we can save ourselves. Thank you, Father God. At the end of the day, we can't look back and blame God and be mad at God for anything. It is your fault that you're ignorant. It is your fault that you don't see these things that are right in front of you, that you attach yourself to these people. It is your fault, family. It is time to detach from these people and stand in the light. We thank you, Father God. We thank you for your unconditional love.
A special book which clearly answers the unsolved problems of human existence. The vast knowledge mediated in its pages leads the earnestly seeking reader who weighs and examines objectively out of all the chaos of present-day confusion and distortion to clear recognitions. This book commands attention by its forceful language, by the clarity of its thoughts, and by the setting right of distorted concepts, unmistakably and sometimes severely but irrefutably explained. The laws in which the entire creation came into being and exists are plainly set forth. The world happening is interpreted in its true significance, and man's responsibility before his God and his fellow men is revealed and explained. Thus, to him who opens himself to these recognitions is restored the indestructible inner security of his personality. For the seeking human being, the lectures of this work deal with all essential questions and spheres of life: natural sciences, ethnology, social and economic questions, religion and church, psychology and cultivation of the spirit, family and state, sex and sexuality, occultism and spiritualism, justice and law, knowledge and wisdom, the world, time and eternity, and lastly, the recognition of God. Whoever bears the desire for it living within him and is willing to make the effort will be helped to fulfillment by the work in the light of truth, the Grail message of Abu Shin. The author writes, I wish to fill the gaps which have so far always remained unanswered in the souls of men, and which never leave any serious thinker in peace, if he honestly seeks for the truth. With my message, I now open the book of creation for you. The message clearly shows you the language of God in creation, which you must learn to understand so that you can make it completely your own. The author recommends that the lectures of this work be read in sequence and not picked out individually, seeking to judge the work in this way. The knowledge of the Grail message cannot be grasped by simply glancing through it. It is the sacred responsibility of the human spirit to recognize his God and his laws through which the human being and the entire creation came into existence.